What's up, comic fans? Clark Parker here for ComicsQuick, your fastest 5-minute lap around the comic book industry. Today is a fun one. DC and Marvel are officially putting their big intercompany crossover under one roof, and it's the kind of thing we used to only dream about. Marvel's making a major change to a classic hero and tying it straight to the movies. And over at DC, Red Hood is taking point on a brand new Teen Titans for a whole new generation. Let's jump in. We start with a story that, honestly, 10-year-old me would not believe is real. DC just announced DC/Marvel, The Cosmic Kiss, Caper, and Other Stories. A single collected edition gathering up the recent run of crossovers that reunited the DC and Marvel universes for the first time in more than 20 years. It hits September 8th in a $29.99 hardcover and a $19.99 paperback, and it pulls the whole event together in one place. And the lineup inside is stacked. You get DC/Marvel, Batman/Deadpool by Grant Morrison, and Dan Mora. Yes, that's the Morrison and Mora dream pairing turned loose on the most chaotic team-up imaginable. You get Superman/Spider-Man by Mark Waid and Jorge Jimenez, where Clark Kent and Peter Parker are chasing the same story, and stumble into a Brainiac and Doc Ock conspiracy threatening both worlds. Plus the first-ever print editions of the Vertical Scroll digital books, Flash/Fantastic Four by Jeremy Adams and Adrian Gutierrez, and Supergirl/Blade by C.R.C. Payne and Mikkel Janine. That's two stories that have only existed as Scroll Comics finally getting ink on paper. This is the stuff of legend. DC-Marvel crossovers are a 90s memory. Spidey and Superman, the amalgam books, and a whole generation has never gotten to live one in real time. Getting Morrison on Batman and Deadpool in the same sentence is reason enough to celebrate. My honest take, and you know I'll give it to you straight, $29.99 for a 176-page hardcover is fair. And putting the digital-only chapters in print is the right call because those scroll comics deserve a permanent home on the shelf. If you sat any of these out, this is your one-stop trade. And let's be real about what this collection represents. For decades, the legal and corporate hurdles between these two companies made any team-up feel like a once-in-a-generation event. The fact that we now have enough recent crossovers to fill a single hardcover tells you the walls have genuinely come down. That's a bigger deal than any one book inside it. I'm calling it now. This is going to be one of the easiest recommendations of the fall, and a real keepsake for anyone who grew up thinking these worlds would never touch again. Now over to Marvel, and a change that's going to get people talking. Coming out of the Ultimate Universe collision, Marvel's 5-issue Reborn Ultimate Impact, written by Chris Condon with art by Stefano Caselli, is introducing a brand new Wonder Man to the main Marvel universe. This one hails from New Jersey, sports a new look, complete with red shades, and arrives by way of those mysterious origin boxes Miles Morales brought home, devices that grant whoever opens them the power set of the hero or villain inside. Here's the wrinkle worth flagging. This new Wonder Man lands not long after the MCU cast Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Wonder Man on the screen. And the comic version is following that lead, the same way Nick Fury got reinvented to match Samuel L. Jackson years ago. Now, I love a fresh take, and the Origin Box hook is a clever, organic way to drop new heroes into the 616 without hand-waving. But I'll be even-handed here. When the comics start mirroring movie casting this closely, I do get a little protective of the page. The books should be leading the imagination, not just catching up to the trailers. That said, Condon is a sharp writer and Caselli draws a gorgeous superhero, so I'm willing to bet the execution earns it. If they give this Wonder Man a real story and not just a new coat of paint, I'm all in. Tell me in the comments. Does comics following Hollywood bug you, or is it just good business? And over at the Distinguished competition, the kids are taking over. Sort of. DC's Next Level imprint is launching a brand new Teen Titans this summer, and the twist is the guy in charge, Red Hood. Jason Todd is leading the team in a book from Kyle Higgins and Daniele Di Nicuolo, the exact creative duo behind the beloved Power Rangers' Shattered Grid run. So this is a proven team reuniting for a big swing. And it is a big swing. The setup has Red Hood uncovering a network of missing powered teens and reluctantly teaming up with a new generation of plugged-in young heroes to find them and expose the lie dividing their world. The roster mixes familiar faces like Fairplay, Cheshire Cat, and Flatline with two brand new characters. Proxy, who's got proximity-based telekinesis and actually leads the team, and Wildcard, who can manipulate the probability of events. Higgins describes it as a bold story about being a teenager in the DC universe in 2026, the struggle of building community in a broken world. My take, Handing the Titans to Red Hood is a genuinely interesting choice. Jason's the guy who came up through the system and rejected it, which makes him a fascinating mentor for kids who feel let down by the world they inherited. The only thing I'll watch is balance, because two new characters plus a leader as magnetic as Red Hood is a lot of spotlight to share. But Higgins earned my trust on Power Rangers. He knows how to make an ensemble of young heroes feel like a real, lived-in team rather than a roster checklist. So I'm hopeful this Titans sings. And honestly, leaning into brand new characters like Proxy and Wildcard alongside the legacy names is exactly the kind of fresh blood the Titans franchise has needed for a while. Alright, rapid fire. 3 smaller stories you need on your radar. X-Men fans, this Wednesday is yours. X-Men 97. Season 2, number 1 hits June 3rd, bridging the gap between the animated show's seasons as the mutants face extinction and temporal displacement. If you love the series, this is canon you don't want to skip, and it's a perfect low-commitment jumping on point for anyone the show pulled in. Second, DC is sending 2 of its darkest stories to the compact format. Injustice and Dark Knights. Metal are both getting compact comics editions, those smaller, cheaper, paperback-sized printings designed to be easy to grab and easy to gift. It's a smart, affordable way to put 2 modern heavyweights into new hands without the big trade price tag. Honestly, this format is one of the smartest things DC has done to lower the barrier for new readers. Third, Batman is going on offense. In the June issues, Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez have Batman taking the fight directly to Vandal Savage instead of waiting to react. Fraction and Jimenez on a Batman that's aggressive and proactive is exactly the energy I want from the flagship. And Savage is an underused, genuinely scary long-game villain. Keep an eye on this run. So that's the day. DC and Marvel are collecting their historic crossover under one roof in the Cosmic Kiss caper this September. Marvel's bringing a brand new Wonder Man into the main universe through Reborn Ultimate Impact, and Red Hood is leading a fresh Teen Titans from the Power Rangers, Shattered Grid team. 2 questions for you. First, which DC Marvel team-up do you want next now that the doors open again? And second, are you on board with Red Hood mentoring the next generation of Titans, or is that a job for someone else? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. And if today's report earned it, do me a favor and tap that like button. It genuinely helps the channel reach more comic book fans. Go support your local comic shop, grab those pre-orders, and keep reading comics. I've been Clark Parker for ComicsQuick. See you in the next one.